address.
What's that?
A safe house in Paris.
Why would I need a safe house in Paris?
Should things at some point go terribly wrong, it's good to have a place to go. You know, for a cup of tea.
My brothers, my sisters, the clock is ticking faster. My dream, we who live for truth, for love. The moment has come to take our rightful place in the world where we wizards were free. Join me or die.
The wizarding and non-wizarding worlds have been at peace for over a century. Grindelwald wants to see that peace destroyed.
You want me to hunt him down? To kill him? Dumbledore, why can't you go?
I cannot move against Grindelwald. It has to be you.
You don't suffer from motion sickness, do you?
I don't do well on boats.
You'll be fine.
Do you know why I admire you, Newt? You do not seek power. You simply ask, is the thing right? The time's coming when you're going to have to pick a side.
No, I don't do sides.
What are you gonna do?
I think it's something.
Newt, you never met a monster you couldn't love.
Let's take him.
That's your brother?
I think that might have been the best moment of my life.
Fans not experts, movie month. It's my 6th year doing movie month. 30 movies, 30 days, 30 podcasts that you get to listen to. Fans not experts, movie month. It's my 6th year doing movie month. 30 movies, 30 days, 30 podcasts that you get to listen to, including this one right here. But wait, one more time. Fans not experts, movie month. It's my 6th year doing movie month. 30 movies, 30 days, 30 podcasts that you have the pleasure of listening to. An episode is about to start right now. An episode is about to start right now. The theme song is fading out because an episode is starting right now.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Slipping back and forth between like a Muppet voice and my regular voice. Hello there, everybody, and happy Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back for movie number 16, day number 16, podcast number 16. We're on the back 15, as they would say if golf had 30 holes. Yeah, we're over the halfway point. As a wise man once said, if you go halfway and one more, it's actually shorter for you to keep going instead of going back. Patriot. Amazon. Watch it. Great show. Chris did. And he is forever grateful. I consider myself a big Harry Potter fan. Now, I've read the first 5 books. I read the first 4 books at least 3 times. I've read the 5th book, I think, twice, and I was in the middle of reading it a 3rd time, and I just never finished it. And 6 and 7, I think I've read one time only, which is ridiculous. When the play came out, The Cursed Child, I bought it. The opening, like the day it came out, I went to Barnes & Noble, an actual bookstore, and purchased it. And then I said, I'm reading all the books. And I think I got caught at book 5, and that was 2 years ago, I'm guessing. Whenever The Cursed Child came out, the play, it was put into a book. Still haven't read it. Still don't know anything about it. Still haven't caught up. And that needs to change again. I think I need to start over again, reading all the Harry Potter books again. Because I love them oh so much. But from my understanding, I don't remember things and retain things. So when I hear names, I'm like, I think that's a name from Harry Potter. One of those names happens to be Grindelwald. Apparently, this character has not only been in the Harry Potter movie as an older version of himself, he's been mentioned in the books, but I had no memory of him. When I read about it quickly, I said, okay, I kind of remember that. I didn't remember the name. And it was just a name of a person, and then there was something about Dumbledore defeating, Grindelwald. So I'd love to go back now and read them all again and hear that and see kind of what nuggets in there are, kind of spelled out more in this movie. Because we're back with the ninth movie in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Or more than just Harry Potter, just the Wizarding World of J.K. Rowling. Whenever there's a book or an author mentioned in jeopardy, my question is always, who is J.K. Rowling? Because, I like to joke with people, I've read 7 books and 7 of them have boy wizards in it. Obviously, I've read more than that. But, I like me some Harry Potter, and I need to get back reading those again, because they are terrific. Now, this is the spin-off. I always thought, I remember I used to talk with a buddy of mine, like, why can't there be like an expanded universe with books and movies and TV shows? And we haven't gotten all of that, but we do have an expanded universe with prequel movies that took place years ago, before the Harry Potter story, before Voldemort, before Dumbledore was the headmaster of Hogwarts. We have, it was mentioned once in Harry Potter, this book, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And then I believe J.K. Rowling published it as a book. Again, I believe that. I should know that. I should read that. I'm pretty sure, I know my parents bought it and they have it in their library. I should just steal it and read it, Most people want to break into their old man's liquor cabinet. I want to break into my old man's library. I said library. Now, what they did was there was a book. They made it like it was a book for school, and J.K. Rowling wrote it as if it was that book for Hogwarts students. Now, she took that character, the author of the book, and the idea of the book, and developed a movie called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And that was part of Movie Month, I believe it was 2 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago. I'm not sure. But I definitely watched that as part of this ever-expanding Movie Month. And they came out with the sequel. I wanted to see it. I said, should I see it in the theater? The answer is no, because I didn't. I didn't get a chance to. I wanted to, and I didn't get a chance to. So I waited and waited and waited, and here we are in June, and I finally said, I need to watch that this month, but I have to make sure to watch The Meg first. I don't know what I was thinking. To be honest, I almost forgot about this movie. And I had a list of movies, and I saw it, and I said, wait a second, I haven't seen this yet. Oh, my God. Because I feel like the first one happened, and it became a ginormic success. That's not a word, but I like it. And then the second one happened, and it didn't feel like it was as gigantimous. I know some people liked it. I think there was some blowback because of Johnny Depp being in it. I saw everything was like the Twitter world of like Johnny Depp is in this movie, or they made this woman a snake. That's not right, and all this like garbage. I'm like, shut up. Guess who wrote this? J.K. Rowling. She wrote this. It wasn't based on a story by J.K. Rowling. It wasn't written by J.K. Rowling and Smithson. It was J.K. Rowling wrote it. So this is her vision. So I'm okay with every choice she made. Now, when J.K. Rowling writes a book, she writes these massive books with tons of detail. And then these books become movies that are kind of streamlined. So I felt like when she wrote this movie, it was a lot of detail. And I was like, there's a lot happening here. I'm trying to keep track. And let me kind of go through what I believe is the plot of this movie. So we have Newt Scamander. I believe I'm saying that right. Good actor. Of course, I can't remember his name. Eddie Redmayne. He was kind of the main star. He's the main star of the movie. And he takes care of magical beasts. He kind of keeps them in his underground of his apartment. He has this giant magical zoo under his apartment. Wow, I feel like I just watched this. And at the end of the last movie, this actor became Johnny Depp. I forget. The face changed. It was Johnny Depp. And that was supposed to be a big reveal. The big reveal was it was Johnny Depp. We didn't know who the hell the person was. But it was this Grindelwald. He's been in prison. They've been switching his guards because he's very persuasive to different guards. And they're finally going to transfer him back to London to be seen by the British Ministry of Magic. But, of course, there's some shenanigans, and one of his guards, or one of his loyalists, I don't know, switched places with him. So that this was weird. He switched places with this guy so that he could then escape with them as this guy, then switch back and take over this stagecoach that they ran underwater, and he beat up, they fought off some of the ministry guys, killed them, I think some, and I think he got back that locket of blood. I think. I may be wrong. Yes, he did, because the guy who had it stole it and swallowed it and then gave it to him. There was a lot happening in the first 5 minutes, and that locket was important. Why was it important? I don't know. We'll get there. I do know, but I didn't know at this point. We'll get there. At the same time, we have Eddie Redmayne, who is approached by his brother. His brother works for the Ministry of Magic, and they're like, Newt, we want you to work with us. We need you to go find Credence. Credence was in the last movie, I guess. I have no memory of the name Credence. I remember to a degree that, what's his name? I can't even think of his name. He's the Flash in the new, or whatever, the DC movies. Ezra Miller. He plays this guy Credence, who doesn't know who he is, and I had no memory. Did he not know who he was last time? I don't remember. I feel like I should have watched the previous movie. So I had to kind of remember everything that was going on here. They're like, we need to find him, and I think Grindelwald is looking for him, and he's the key to something. So you need to find him. And they're like, you want me to find him? You want me to kill him? He's like, I'm not going to work for the Ministry of Magic. I'm not. And then this other guy comes in. He's like, I'll take the job. And so Eddie Redmayne, Newt goes home and hangs out with his animals. And then he hears someone in his house, and it's his old buddy, I want to say Francis. I don't remember his name. I know that Dan Fogelberg, I think, is the actor. He's been a bunch of stuff. He's the uncle on the Goldbergs. And he was on Walking Dead this past year. So I don't think his head ended up on a pike, though. So he shows up with his girlfriend. They're like, hey, we're back. Now, at the end of the last movie, he was given a spell to forget everything. And this time they're like, yeah, you said that I would forget all the bad memories. Well, it kept all the good ones, though. It didn't stick. And I'm back with my girlfriend, and we're getting engaged. And his girlfriend is, forget her name. She's got like a funky name, like a cute kind of weird name. She's the sister of the magic of the aura that was in the last movie that Eddie Redmayne, fell in love with, but had to go back to America. So these guys fell in love with sisters. Now they're going to get married, but there was a spell on him. The spell wanted him to get married because when Newt broke the spell, he was like, I don't want to get married. This is crazy. It's not safe. If I get married, they're going to come after you. And she got angry, and she left to go off and find her sister. Eddie Redmayne wants to find this girl because he still loves her. And he finds a postcard, and it says they're in France. So originally, the Ministry of Magic wanted him to go to France. He was like, no, I don't want to go to France. I don't. And now they're like, oh, me girl's there. Me bird. I'm going to go to France, and I'm going to find her, I am. So now Newt Scamander wants to go to France to find out his lady. Now, she's there looking for the same Creedence Clearwater Revival kid. He runs into a dude who's like, oh, I think I am looking for the same person as you. And I think he was of Indian or African descent. And so he ends up saying, I can help you, but locks her up. And then they track her down. And there's a lot happening. Meanwhile, the girl thinks that Newt is engaged to Zoe Kravitz, but Zoe Kravitz is actually engaged to her brother. There was a mix-up in the newspaper. Now, she is Leda Lestrange, okay? So that was like, there's a name. So I looked it up, and it was Bellatrix Lestrange, who was Voldemort's number one gal. So that bloodline of Lestrange has some Lestrangeness in it, if you get what I mean. There's some evil in it. Seems like when we find out who this woman's father is, I mean, I'm just going to get into it. So there is a prophecy that one, like, pure blood will do something, or if not, the other one will. And if one doesn't, the other one has to die. So they think this guy is Corvus Lestrange from, the Zoe Kravitz's sister. So they think Ezra Miller is Zoe Kravitz's half sister. This dude is also part of the. Oh no, this dude is Zoe Kravitz's half sister because they share a mother, and her and Ezra Miller share a father, and the father was a mean Lestrange, and there was a little tiny woman who got them both out to be sent someplace. I don't know. They're on a boat, and she decides to switch the babies, and the kid that she ended up raising that was this Credence guy, and we don't know. So this Credence guy really isn't a Lestrange, and the baby that was a Lestrange, we don't know where that baby died at sea. Okay, yes. So, Johnny Depp, meanwhile, is trying to find this guy for the same reason, and we think, he's trying to find him because he's a Lestrange, but he's not a Lestrange, so why does he care about keep finding him? And Johnny Depp is like, I want to not be a pirate anymore, and I don't know why I'm talking with this accent. I am not Russian in any way. But Johnny Depp does his British accent, his Johnny Depp British accent, but he's not drunk sounding, so he's not a pirate. This time he's an evil wizard. So Johnny Depp is like, he calls all his people and is like, let's have a giant get together and I will tell you the truth. And he's like, I'm not against the no bloods, the no magi, I'm not against the muggles. But if we don't fight them, this is what will happen. And he shows war, and it was kind of like stuff out of World War II. And he wasn't wrong at that. He was like, look, without magic, this is what happens. Giant wars and shit like that. And he got a lot of people to fall for him, including that the girl's sister, Queenie, that's her name. She ends up falling for and going with Johnny Depp. Credence, he ends up going with Johnny Depp. The other brother, I think, died or something. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. The black fella, the one who's half brother with Zoe Kravitz. I kind of don't remember what happened to him. He probably died. I'll say that. And Zoe Kravitz seemed to die too, trying to kill Grindelwald, Johnny Depp, while at this rally. That's when all shit went down. Queenie, as I said, Queenie joined him. Credence, the Ezra Miller character, joined him, and the big reveal was at the end. Oh, no, so I'll get there. So while this is also going on, the Ministry goes off to Hogwarts, and they can apparate there. They can teleport there. And I remember people complaining, I thought you weren't able to do that on Hogwarts campus. And my only thought was, well, maybe that rule was put in like years before Harry Potter, but years after all this happened. So shut your face. I trust in Rowling. Okay, just do it. So they go to Dumbledore and Hogwarts, and they're like, "Look, you got to fight Grindelwald." And he's like, "I am totally against Grindelwald just because don't agree with everything you're doing. I am not with him, but I can't fight him. I can't fight him." Oh, excuse me. And it's like, does that have anything to do with this? And they pull out like a projector, and it shows young Johnny Depp and young Jude Law. By the way, Jude Law is young Dumbledore. And he's like, we were brothers. We were closer than brothers. And they always talked about like Dumbledore being gay. And it seemed like maybe he was gay with the Johnny Depp character. Like they had which who gives a shit? I'm just saying I'm not saying that like as in a disparaging way. I'm saying that as just what my eyes saw way. So Dumbledore, they had like a blood pact, but they also kind of, joined hands. It seemed like they were a little more together than just friends. So he's like, I can't fight him. And I just thought it was like, wow, this guy, has so much love for him. He can't fight him even though he's evil. There's a little more than that. So that blood pact became that blood locket, that same locket we saw at the beginning. Now at the end, Newt's one of his little creatures stole the blood locket, gave it back to Dumbledore. And they're like, you made a blood pact. That's why you can't fight him. One of you cannot fight the other. And Dumbledore's like, yeah, you're right. And he says, can you break it? Now, I read a little something that Grindelwald's first mention was in the early Harry Potter first book. They found those chocolate frogs had cards, and Dumbledore's card was in there, and it mentioned that he defeated the Dark Wizard Grindelwald in 1945. I think it was 1945. Now, this took place in the 20s. So I wonder, the theory is there's supposed to be 3 more of these Fantastic Beasts movies. Probably, I assume that they will be able to break the blood curse at some point so that those two can battle. And maybe we'll have a younger Dumbledore, but with long beard, hopefully, and an awesome battle. If we get that far. I believe this movie still did very well. I just hope that they continue on with these movies. Because I'd like to see that. I would like to see that. Even if it's not even Johnny Depp at that point. I don't give a shit who it is. Because I think that was part of the blowback. The Johnny Depp thing. Which I guess makes sense, obviously, because, like the thing was, or something came out where Johnny Depp is a giant, abusive asshole. And he's fighting against that, but he does seem to be kind of a mess, whether that's true or not, or fabricated or exaggerated. If you're exaggerating something that's real, it's still real. So screw you, Johnny Depp. But if it's completely fabricated, then you're still weird, Johnny Depp. Now they showed some scenes flashing back even earlier to young Eddie Redmayne and young Zoe Kravitz in Hogwarts. And I had to tell you, when they played the Hogwarts theme, they played the Harry Potter theme when they're at Hogwarts, that was like, that's comforting to me. There we are, back there. Let's follow these kids. Let's just stay with them. What's going on with them? And then there were some names said. Probably names that made sense. I did like hearing Professor McGonagall. That was awesome. Just I enjoyed seeing Hogwarts. That's all. I just wanted to say that. What else? What else can I say? I was just a little confused. I'm like, they're trying to find this kid because of some prophecy. The prophecy talks about 2 people, so it could be that guy. But then they find out that this kid was switched at birth, so the kid we have isn't who we thought he was. So, and the kid who we thought he was, the bloodline, died. So I guess the prophecy doesn't have to quite be true. But the big reveal. Why did Johnny Depp still care about this guy if he was switched at birth? Because he is not a, Lestrange. He is not a Lestrange. He is, spoiler alert, a Dumbledore. So I was like, wait, how many Dumbledores were there? There were 3 Dumbledore children, but it turns out maybe there were 4 Dumbledore children. Which makes me think on that boat, was that Dumbledore's, like, mom? Aunt? I'm confused. And maybe he's a cousin. Maybe he's not a direct brother or sister. But he has a Dumbledore, and when he found out that, he was like, your name is like Albius, not Albius, but Aurelius Dumbledore. And he was like, yeah, karate, magic chop, and he ripped open a window and brought down some mountain because he was so angry. So that was the big ding, ding, ding ending of the movie, where this guy is a Dumbledore, and he's probably going to go after Albus Dumbledore in Hogwarts. Newt Scamander's like, I've chosen my side. He didn't want to choose sides and fight before, but he hugged his brother because he lost his fiancée, Zoe Kravitz, who was trying to do good. Even though her last name is Lestrange, she is a good Lestrange. And they hugged at the end. He's like, yeah, I'm chosen my side. And then their buddy, the New York guy, I want to say Francis, but I keep forgetting. He called Queenie crazy, and guess what? She was. She went off with Johnny Depp. And I don't know what he's going to do, because he doesn't have any magic, and he doesn't have, he's not in love with anyone who's in magic anymore, unless he tries to get her back. We'll see. We shall see. But that was Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, where the first one was called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So Fantastic Beasts is the movie title. Is like the Star Wars : Last of the Mohicans or something like that. I totally butchered that. But these are Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Fantastic Beasts, The Crime of Grindelwald. Fantastic Beasts, Dumbledore's Army. That'd be a cool one, right? Come on. Even though that's from Harry Potter. I'm excited for more. I'm excited for anything that expands worlds and makes more stories in worlds that I enjoy. I read this fantasy author that I discovered when I was in college. He actually went to my college and then spoke at my college, and my wife had to go to see him speak as part of her English class. I tagged along and got kind of interested in him, bought one of his books then and there, read it, and I've read 50 more than 50 of his books, and I'm behind. I'm still behind by 3 or 4 because I haven't read a few in a while. I have a new one ready to go soon, and guess what? Like, so many of these are featuring the same characters. Sometimes they go, sometimes they die, sometimes they come back to life, and sometimes you just see them having adventures over and over again, and I'm okay with that. I like adventures with characters I know. You feel like you get to know them more, and so I like this kind of thing. I like world building. I love the Harry Potter books and the movies, and if this is gonna give me more of that, I am all for it because I find it fantastic. Get it? See what I did there? Yeah, I think I'm done. Ladies and germs, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Geek Mentality. That's GeekMentality for those spellers out there. You can find me on Facebook. The Facebook page is just Fans Not Experts because that's the website, fansnotexperts.com. You can find every podcast we do there, but if you're looking just for Movie Month, it's fansnotexperts.com/movie month. That way you can scan through and see every movie I've done all the way back to 2014. That's right, this is year 6. And I've still yet to miss a day. I have gone away. I have been sick. I have had other things I had to do, work late, and then had sporting events I've gone to, and I've still yet to miss a day. Because sometimes I prepare. Sometimes I prep, where I know what I'm going to watch in a couple days. So I make the pictures, get all the pictures ready, get everything ready. Then I watch the movie, talk about the movie, get everything up online. That's probably how I'm going to be finishing this year, too, because in the last couple days of June, I'm going to be away up in upstate New York again, just like I was last year, just like I was the year before, visiting my cousin. We always go around the same time. But you know what the nice thing is I wake up earlier than all of them, so I'm up watching movies before they're even awake. It's wonderful. Folks, that's it for me. Until tomorrow, Monday, another week another week of June, another Monday, another movie. And I'm kind of not even sure what I'm going to watch yet. I might go to the movies. If I go to the theater, who knows what I'll see. And if I'm home, I have a few ideas. But until then, my friends, thank you for listening. And here is my... Oh, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. My dad's been talking about wanting a hibachi for so long. Guess what I got him? A hibachi. So I hope you like it, Dad. I want you to cook for me on that charcoal grill now. And I know he's not listening because he doesn't even know what a podcast is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. And happy Father's Day. And here is my theme song.
This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe. Cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time. And I'm kinda handsome, my mom says. Please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans not experts.